Hey, woman of influence, Dion Johnson here. I'm so excited about this impromptu video that I'm sending out to you with love and honor on this Saturday morning. I don't know. I'm just praying that you are safe, you are well, and that you're doing okay in this very strange time of COVID-19 and global lockdown and all that good stuff. So this morning when I woke up, I should say that this video, this message I'm sending out to you, you're receiving it because we're connected virtually, you and I. You're on my email list, or you're part of my LinkedIn profile, any of my social media platform networks, that we're connected virtually, that you're part of my network. And I'm sending this out to you because this morning as I woke up, I realized that it was time for us to have a talk. It's time for us to connect, to really connect, reconnect, and have a quality time together through this video. I want to share my heart with you. I want to share where I'm at. And I want to invite you to really reconsider the question of, do we really go together? Do we really, should we be connected? Have we come to the end of the road, or do we have further to go in our relationship? I want to talk about our relationship. And with absolute excitement and love in my heart and peace, I'm really looking forward to having this conversation. So what I'm asking is that if you're busy right now, or if you're distracted, or if you're about to jump on a call, or if there's a lot going on around where you are, then I just ask that you just pause this video and come back to it at a time when you've got a drink, that you're relaxed, that you've got less distractions, when it's quieter, when you can create a kind of space where you can think about what it is that I'm sharing with you right now from my heart, and you can receive it and give it the consideration that it requires. Because I think that one of the things that I woke up sure about this morning is that for me, it's really time to talk about and think about who we are connecting to, and what the connection is for, and why we should go forward. And I want to talk about that in relation to our relationship. Let me see. Where should I start? So I've been really, in this lockdown period, I've been really thinking about me, my work, you, and how we go together, what I'm doing with you, what I'm offering, all of that I've been really praying about, thinking about. And I honestly do believe that I've come to this new beginning, this new place, this fresh start. And I feel that I'm being instructed almost daily, being given instructions, receiving downloads of ideas and insights into what it is that I need to do to get ready for this new season ahead of us, ahead of me. And this morning when I woke up, the instruction was to create a ceremonious cleansing of my email list, and to up my game. Not even that, it was to up my game of the way that I'm serving the women that I'm virtually connected to. And as part of that process, as I thought about it and prayed about it this morning, I realized that part of that process was about cleaning the list out of people that I wasn't called to serve, people that we don't go together, people that I don't have any affinity with, or don't have any affinity with me. And I know that some people in my virtual connection, really, we've got no resonance. There's no resonance. And for some, there's even dissonance. There's some that we just don't go together. And so I'm feeling the call to address that, to do something about that. So what I thought was that I'd have a conversation with you as part of that network, and we can explore I want to help you explore whether we go together, whether we belong together, whether we come to the end of the road, or whether we've got further to go, whether our connection is meaningful going forward, or whether we've just, or whether the relationship has run its course. And I say this with love and with peace and with actual joy in my heart, because I think that this is a really exciting time, and there's some house cleaning that we all need to be about right now in this season of cocooning, I like to call it, or lockdown, other people are calling it. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to share with you a bit about the way that I see my work going forward, and whether or not, and so that you can help you make up your mind about whether or not we belong together. Let me take a deep breath. I really hope that you're with me and you understand what I'm saying. For a long, long time, it's been becoming clear that my particular brand of leadership development, my particular brand of coaching and consulting is much less to do with leadership development and much more to do with leader development. So I wrote something down about this. Not so much about the mechanics of leadership, not so much about the way that leadership works or how you do leadership, but more about the maturation, the spiritual and emotional evolution of the leaders. In my case, the woman that leads. So I'm really, really clear that my work is really rooted, is all about identity development. It's all about purpose. And, it's all about why, the spirit of you, and why you are doing that work that you're doing, the role that you're doing, the industry that you're working in, why you. And in 2013, I received a message. In 2013, I received a message, and in prayer, as I was praying, and I've later started to call it the woman prophecy, but it was really a download, a real divine download, and an understanding that women were going to change the world, are going to change the world, that women are going to change the way that marketplace systems function. They're going to transform marketplace systems so that the marketplace outcomes would dramatically change, transform, and improve and evolve. And I also understood in 2013 that I was being called to support those women who were leading in close proximity to systems leadership, to systems change, to policy development, to culture shaping. Those women who are sitting in positions of authority and sitting at the table where conversations were being had about how this organization would run, how this organization would impact their customers and clients, how this industry would impact the people within it, the people that work. So in 2013, it started to get really clear that women were going to change the way that the marketplace works, and I was going to support them. And what I began to realize in a really profound way was that what got us here to this place of prominence in the marketplace. So remember, just 80 years ago, women were not featured in marketplace leadership. Just 80 years ago, or 90 years, less than 100 years ago, women were not featured in marketplace leadership. And we have made our way, we've migrated, as Dr. Yvonne Thompson says, we've migrated into marketplace leadership, and we've assimilated, we've integrated, we've become a common feature of marketplace leadership. Now it's not odd to see a woman in the very highest positions of state and government and every industry, right? So we're at the table, we're there. But what I realize is that if this prophecy that I've seen is to come to pass, then it's not what got us here to this place where we're at the table isn't the thing that's going to get us there, where we're challenging and changing the systems that have existed for centuries and produced the same kind of outcomes for centuries. That if we're going to be a new breed of influencer, then we have to engage in and become involved in a new kind of process of development, that we're going to have to grow in new ways to challenge the system in new ways, right? And that process is all about ascending, about igniting our ascension as women in senior leadership to a whole new dimension of leadership. It's about growing to be a new type of influencer. And I know that process, because I've been engaged in that process for myself, is a profound and miraculous. It's mysterious. It's miraculous. It's profound. It's a really it's a deeply challenging, a beautifully, elegantly challenging process. That's what it is. It's a beautifully, elegantly challenging process. And I know that it's counterintuitive to stay the course. I know that it's challenging to stay the course. I know that it's sometimes painful to stay the course, but that we must stay the course. And I realize that this process is it requires extraordinary support, that going through this process alone is a challenge. Going through this process alone edges the risk of not completing the process, that we must be supported through this process. And so I know that I've been being prepared to support many women, CEOs, heads, directors, senior leaders to really go through this ascension process, so that we can become this new breed of influencer that will challenge the systems that we operate within in new ways. And this process has three components to it. This process, first of all, it calls for healing, that we must heal our wounds that we've sustained through our lives and through our leadership journeys. We must begin to heal those if we're going to ascend to this whole different level. That in the healing of these wounds that we've sustained on the journey, we will begin to ascend. If we buy into the healing, then we ascend by default. The second process that the second outcome of the process, or the second key to the process, actually these are keys to the process. Igniting our healing is a key to ignite the process of ascension, and handling our hindrances is the second one. So handling those things that block, handling those things that stop, handling those things that hinder our evolution as women, leaders, change makers, and influencers. Handling those very personal, often hidden saboteurs, things that sabotage our growth as leaders and change makers. So those things that hinder our spiritual growth. And the next thing, the third key to ignite that ascension, is habits. So this process will be about developing the kind of habits that ignite our ascension to a whole new dimension of influence. And I'm really excited about this process. It's a process that I've been on. It's a process that I write about in my new book. It's a process that I endured daily, that I'm committed to. And I think it's my calling to support you in engaging in this process too. And actually, I've realized that I need to give myself the space to be all about doing that, being that. And that's why I need to ask the question of, do we go together? Do we go together? Because what I've realized is that I don't. So here's how this come about. Bear with me. I know that I'm all over the place today, but this isn't a straightforward message. So I, in the last month, have sent out 3 email campaigns. And when I'm looking at the figures of the people that are, the people that are opening the emails, there are very few in relation to how many are on my list. That, in marketing term, means that my list is cold. And when I think about that, what it says to me is that there are people who are in my space, in my realm, in my network, that are not truly connected, that aren't truly engaged. And I realize somewhere deep on the inside of me is that that's energetically, it's like, the analogy that's coming to me right now is like putting diesel in a petrol car, in a car that needs petrol. Is that it's gonna, at best, it's gonna make the engine not work properly. And at worst, it's going to shut that engine down, right? Depending on how much is in there. And I feel like it's not that there's anything wrong with diesel. It's not that there's anything wrong with petrol. It's just that the two don't go together. And I feel called to clean out my connection lists, my community list, my associations of the people that need to go into a different car, of the people that need to get into a different space, so that I can function energetically. I can function the way that I'm born to, the way that I'm being called to. So yeah, this is something that's really important to me. I don't know how this sounds, and I'm going to have to watch this video back myself, but I'm hoping that you can hear me. I'm hoping that you can hear that if there's resonance with what I'm saying, if you know that you have a vested interest in staying in my network because you are keen to be supported in your growth, in your ascension to new levels of influence, if you know that you are a woman who's called, born for such a time as this, to do something uncommon, to do something almost like, like we've never seen before, like to do something that's relevant to where we are as an organization, as an industry, as a field, as a world, as a nation right now, then I welcome you to stay and be part of this group. And I promise to you that I'm upping my game in the way that I serve you virtually. But by the same token, if you don't resonate with what I'm saying, if you don't understand what it is, if it's not touching you, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if this sound, this spiritual sound, doesn't resonate, then honestly, I think that's our signal that there's another car that really needs your fuel. There's another place for you to be fed. There's another place for you to find your purpose. And it's not here. And for you, I respectfully and lovingly thank you so much for the connection this far. And I'm being called to graciously release you to go and find, and encourage you even to find where it is that you are an energetic match, where you belong, where you'll be fed, where you'll find meaning, where you'll connect purposefully. I really hope that you can hear my heart when I'm asking you to decide whether we go together still, whether we go together for the journey ahead, or whether it's time to lovingly part ways. And so the way that I'm going to manage this is that I think we're halfway through May right now, and I think by the beginning of June, so in 3 weeks' time, I'm going to be ending. I'm going to be clearing, ceremoniously cleansing my list of those people that have not opted to stay in, the people that have not opted to be a part of what I'm creating in my realm, in my sphere of influence. So the way that looks is that I'm just asking you that if you know that you want to stay, then please use the link that accompanies this video, click it and tell me, yes, Dion, I'm in. And if you know that you are out, please go ahead and unsubscribe from my list. It just makes the cleansing process, the clearing out process so much easier if you say either or. Either way, I want to thank you for your connection so far. I'm cheering you on in your journey forward. I want you to know that there's never been such an exciting time to be alive in the history of the earth, I believe. I believe that we're being called to, we're being invited to see what's really possible for us and through us. For us and through us and because of us. I want you to find where you belong so that you can actualize the woman, the leader, the change maker that you were born to be at such a time as this. I really hope that if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to just hit reply and send me a direct message. Get through to me somehow and just ask away. I'm really keen to explore whatever it is that's coming to mind as you listen to this. Until then, until next time, until I receive your decision, see you later. Sending love to you, okay? Bye.